Okay, all right. We have 5 practices down. So far, so good. Really like our overall mindset and approach. Our energy's been outstanding. Our positive energy has been outstanding. All 5 practices. This week we practiced yesterday. Had a good practice yesterday. We'll have a good one Wednesday. Friday will be more of a fundamental day, and then Saturday we will have a good scrimmage. Everything's kind of been leading up to this. Quarterbacks, we're still rotating all 4 guys equally, trying to put them in different situations as best we can before we get to scrimmage. Obviously scrimmages, will be valued a lot, as far as evaluating the quarterbacks. Everything, like I said, everything so far so good. We got a couple guys with little hamstrings and all that, but it looks like everybody is in good shape after, 1 week heading into the second week of spring practice. Questions?
You decided to go live?
I've not decided that yet. It's still a possibility. As it gets closer to Saturday, we'll see. And then even if we don't this Saturday, it could be next Saturday. So still leaving that up in the air as far as that goes.
What do you see from those 4 guys, just from a competitive standpoint, early in spring practice?
Mm-hmm.
They've really kind of been very engaged with your guys?
Yeah, probably the biggest thing is, you can tell they're desperate to be coached. As far as everything goes with the details, they're all competitors. It's been a very healthy competition, so far. Now, at the same time, anytime you rotate 4 guys, it's tough to have continuity and consistency and everything that goes with that. The first week, we really went 3 full groups. When you rotate 3 full groups, you're rotating a lot of different people. We're kind of starting to narrow that thing down this week to really just going 2 and rotating some of the younger guys in with the first 2 groups. And that's usually when you can start getting consistent and get everybody around the quarterback where they should be, so you can really evaluate a quarterback, more precisely. So we're kind of getting to that point this week as far as just going with 2 groups. But their attitude's been good. Like I said, they all want to win the job, and I think that's the biggest thing.
Does that include quarterbacks, like you're saying, you give 2 guys a little bit more reps than another 2 at quarterback right now?
Yeah, what Coach Gillingham's been trying to do is kind of rotate equally. Now, at the same time, to be fair to everyone, you've got to rotate guys with each group. And so that's what he's trying to do, see how they react with the first group, second group, the third group, and everything that goes with that.
I just didn't know if you meant that you were narrowing things down.
No, it really won't be until after we scrimmage. And then, that'll give us more information. And then strategically, you can get a plan for the next week, whatever that is. And then you scrimmage again, and then you get a plan for the next week. And, you're just trying to put the guys in as many game-like situations you can so you can evaluate them and, and start getting some movement. But right now, we're not anywhere near ready to say that.
Will they all just work with ones in scrimmage?
I'm not ready to say that. We'll see. But I will say this. Over the next 2 weeks for both the scrimmages, they will all get a chance to get with the ones, the next 2 scrimmages.
Guys, how pleased have you been with the offensive line, kind of where they picked up from last year?
Yeah, it's completely different. Just they're a more mature group. They understand playing together. And I've said this before, it takes time. And even though they had some growing pains last year, I really felt good about the way they finished the season. And they're a more confident group. You can make a lot more adjustments. You can accelerate your installs up front and everything that goes with it. And so feeling really good about, where that first 5 is. And then at the same time, we're trying to develop depth with the 2s and the 3s, give those young guys a chance. And I will say this, that there's a lot of improvement that has went on since the season as far as now goes with the younger guys too. Now, you really never get a great feel until you start scrimmaging, but so far so good at this point.
With that offensive line, how much has it been a benefit just because they've already had a year under?
Oh yeah, it's there's nothing like experience. Nothing like experience, especially working beside someone, being able to make calls, not blowing your mind if they line up and they move in a different deal or move right before the ball. You can trust your technique and communication and trust the guy beside you. That's so important up front, and that's what you're seeing. A more confident group, and our offense starts up front, and if you can be solid up front, then it kind of goes back and you have a chance to be more successful.
How is Bo Nix handling being a true freshman and competing for?
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to compete for the starting job. It's not like he's coming through being passive. I mean, his urgency is the same urgency as, a guy like Malik Willis has been here for a long time. And just, and all four of them now. It's not just him. Cord Sandberg's a guy that, he hadn't played football in, 5 or 6 years. And, last year was a little bit different for him. He's trying to get back acclimated and all that. And now he's taking the next step, too. And, he's competing just as hard. And then Joey, like I said, last year he redshirted and he's got new life and he's competing at a higher level. So, I think all four of those guys are just, they're desperate to win the job. And that's what you're looking for as a coach. So that's the way. And I know Coach Dillingham would say the same thing.
I know the last 2 years you lost to Carlton Davis and Jamel Dean at corner, but talking to some of the players earlier, they seem to think that you guys are just fine at corner and the guys have kind of learned.
Yeah, I think so. Javaris Davis right now has a little bit of a quad and is not really doing a whole lot as far as the team is going and all that. And it's allowing some of those young guys to get reps. And there's nothing like that, and of course he's doing a little bit of the punt return and things he can do, but it's really good for those young guys trying to develop depth and get experience, especially when they get a chance to go, with the ones.
What do you see for Devin Barrett, speaking of one of those guys?
Yeah, Devin, I think Devin is a different player now too, just after 5 practices. He looks more confident. Of course, last year, we moved positions, in the middle of the year. And so, he was recruited by a whole lot of people to play defensive back. And so you can see now why. So it's just a matter, he's just got to continue to improve. And there's nothing like experience and getting confidence. And he seems like he's more confident now than he was last year.
You guys, how much of a learning curve is there for Carnell to learn your system and personnel and everything?
Running back is a position. There's nothing like, he's actually played the position. So the good thing for Carnell is, he's learning our system. But after the plays, he's got the expertise on after the play's called. That's really what I've seen from him. Just the experience of playing in this league and the little things as far as keeping your shoulders square and your eyes and how to set up a linebacker and just the little things that maybe a normal coach wouldn't see with a guy that was a 5th player picked in the draft and a rookie of the year that could take that little finer tune. And then I've been real pleased with the way he reacts to his players and his players react to him. And I think that's really one of the most important things to coaching.
Do you think his experience playing in the NFL is going to translate to him on the recruiting trail?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, we've got a system that's been really running back friendly with a lot of great success, and then you add the fact that a guy that's been there and done that in this league and played at the highest level and been the best, and everybody in the country knows who Cadillac Williams is when he walks in the living room.
We've heard a lot about Matthew Hill this first
Mm-hmm.
week.
Yeah.
What have you seen out of him?
Yeah, Matthew is a guy too that when we recruited, we really felt like he had great potential, and you can tell that he's kind of got new life too this year, and he's getting an opportunity. Eli Stove, we got a lot of information with Eli, and we're bringing him back in the swing of things, and so Matthew's getting a lot of reps, and he's getting a lot of reps with the ones too, and he can show what he truly can do, and so I have a lot of high expectations for him.
Well, last year you guys played Seth and Anthony, those freshmen, a lot. This year Matthew had that red shirt. Is it just he needed a little bit more time to kind of adjust to the game?
I think so. Every player's a little bit different, and then every position's just a little bit different too. And then sometimes, he was playing behind Ryan Davis, and that had something to do with it too. But he is a confident football player. He's a tough guy, and he plays with an edge, and I think that's really good.
Watching the Auburn basketball team, do you ever get tempted to start playing pickup basketball again?
Yeah. I tell you what, they're exciting to watch, and I just love the fact that Bruce does it his way and has his philosophy and believes in it. His kids believe in it, and it carries over. And they're playing their best basketball right now at the best time, and just making Auburn family proud, and just excited to watch those guys play. So, but no, I've had my day. In my mind, I still think I can play a little bit, but
What were you good at?
I don't know what I was good at, but I love playing. Now, I was more of a scorer than I was a shooter. You know, I mean, when I played, they didn't have the three-point line, you know. So they didn't have a three-point line until I graduated the next year, and I thought it was a stupid idea. So I'm probably not the guy to ask on that.
Well,
So
that's how Auburn's won.
yeah, that's right. That's
You like the
right.
way they play fast?
I love it. I love it. I love the way they play fast and they play aggressive, and I love the way Bruce coaches.
Is it a little weird that everybody's talking about basketball and not spring football?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I mean, well, and it's pretty refreshing, to be honest with you. Okay, anything else? All right, guys, thanks.